In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful. Hello, everyone. Uh, Today with teacher Munzir. And first of all, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank
Yeah,
you. What
yeah,
about you?
yeah, yeah. Like you are very good. Who's Mr. Munzir? First of all, we need to know Mr. Munzir.
Actually, I'm the one who had uh, made this life
Yeah,
and the time that I spent here in the center to be a one that everyone speaks about. Like he gave us, he teach us,
yeah.
and yes, indeed. From the thing that I had, I would love to give it to the next generation. Yes, I
Very
learned a
good.
lot.
This
So
means you are not just a teacher. You are more than teacher.
yes, being a student once before can teach you how can makes you learn how you can give what you had in the
Yeah,
past to the next generation. Like, but when it comes to teaching, the job, it is totally different from the desire of giving people. Like generally,
yeah,
it's not just about teaching; it's just about having the desire to give what you have to others. So I think yes, it is more than just teaching.
it's good thing. The first question is about the value of education because all the people they go to be educated and education. But what the value is will give education to the person who go to be educated.
Yeah. So education as a topic can be controversial. Like many people speak about it. Like we don't have to be intellectual people to have the knowledge and information to speak about a specific thing. But when it comes to the education that is needed and necessary for people to live, it is very important to be an educated person because, for example, if you want to be a doctor, if you want to be an engineer, you have to have the adequate amount of information that allow you to do this job.
Yeah,
So I believe it is more than a word or more than a topic. It is something. It is a necessity in this life to be an educated person first, and then you think about what you want to do. It is more than just a word. Like we cannot just say it has a value because educating people is the value itself.
yeah,
Yes, so you need to be educated first, then you can think about what am I going to do in this life.
yeah.
So it is something necessary,
But if
I
we
believe.
comparing between the person who is educated and the person who is uneducated, what's the difference between them?
An educated person like has had the knowledge and had the information to deal with others in a way that yeah, you and I can understand. But when it comes to being, for example, a literate person, it might have some difficulties to understand others because you haven't been through the educational system in which you are going to meet with different type of people, educated person. You are going to exchange information and knowledge.
Yeah,
But when I'm just an expert person that I had things from life, it will be difficult for me to convey this experience. Not like an educated person because he knows how to convey things, how to convey the information, the message that he wants to deliver. So I think the difference is that an educated person like has the knowledge and he knows how to deliver it. But an educated person might have, for example, the experience, but he can't deliver it, or he doesn't have the knowledge, the adequate knowledge to let him convey what he wants to do. Uh,
okay. What's the tools a person want to reach the highest level? The
uh,
tools, because anything is have a tools. Even if you want to build a building, like you want to bring the tools, but what's the tools a person wanted to reach the highest level?
yeah, generally, it's the core of it is the desire to do
Desire.
to reach what you want. When you have the passion to do and the desire to do, for example, to do a specific job, you will do it not because you have been ordered or instructed to do it, because you need to do it, because you love to do what you want. So I believe loving what you want to do and the desire to do it and the passion to do what you want to do, it makes you rich not just faster, but it will be the thing that you aim and
Yeah,
the purpose from the beginning was, for example, to reaching a specific point or a spot, like being a doctor.
yeah,
So you need to work for it. You need to love the idea of being a doctor. So we'll study for it. You will get enough and adequate knowledge to be a doctor.
yeah.
But Well, if you lost the desire, if you lose the desire, you will no longer proceed. You will not continue because it's not who you are. You have been instructed, coerced, or we can say forced to be a doctor. You are not going to be. Even if you have become or you had the chance in the future to be a doctor, you will not be as same as others. Yeah, the differences will be about the intentions inside you. Are you intending to do it, or it's just for the sake of money, for example?
Okay. You mentioned three types like passion and desire, and
Yes.
third one is
Loving. So,
loving. If a person misses those three things, like he just used losing his time, because a lot of people they lose their times, they go to jobs they do not loving, they do not have a passion. If a person loses those three things, how his life will be like, and
uh,
how
yes. I can't say that he will not reach what he wants,
yeah,
but he will. But the problem is, will he stay there? Will he reach, as you said, the highest level in it? Like I am, for example, a teacher. Am I in the position of loving teaching, or is it just something that comes to my mind, or being, for example, uh, forced because of some circumstances that happened to me? I'm in need for money or whatsoever, so I need to work to get the money, or I love teaching. So here's the difference. Like if you are aiming to be a teacher, so you need to love the job. You need to have the desire to teach people, and you need to be passionate about it. So you will work on yourself to deliver the information and the message that you want to do perfectly. But when you are forced because of some circumstances, again, you will not do it perfectly. Why? Because it's just a job for you. It is a way or facility to get a money. Yeah, so here comes the difference.
okay. Uh, do you think I just speak about the environment, about friends, family, and many things. Do you think those environments will affect on a person positively or negatively?
Indeed, we cannot judge it before we experience it.
Yeah.
So I cannot say that the society has a great impact, negatively or positively, not before I know the what is a society itself and how what is there in this society. How do they do? How they deal with each other? Like, do they raise others or they make them fell down? So it depends on the society that surrounds you. For example, you can have a great friend that can help you, support you, and can feed you with information that you need. And you can have another one who is totally pessimistic about whatever you do. So he will makes you fall down as he did before. So when it comes to society as general, it is a composition of friends, family, and we can say people surrounds you at work or whatever. Yeah, so the grade of affection can be different. The family has the greatest. We can say the friends, the medium, and the co-workers, like people who work with you, has the minimal one quota. So the family are the base, the one who give you the foundation of your personality, of the traits inside you generally. So they plant the seed inside you. Your friends can help you grow in it up, or it can make you it can make it like fall to the ground and never to be grown again. The co-workers can help you, can give you the support needed at the specific area. So both of them can be like, or three of them can have negative or positive impact. And most important is your acceptance. How you find a billing. So will you accept it? Just follow the crowd, or you will have your own opinion about what others give you. So you can be, for example, an easily affected person. So you will listen to them, or you can decide like whether to follow or not. Sometimes we don't know the bad from the good. So you need to consult others. You need to consult them. Uh, and sometimes you might need to do your own things your own. Yes. So it depends actually.
Because you arrange it from family, friends, and the co-workers. Because families are playing high roles to shape the children's personality and
Yes.
many things. Because they are the basic things. Because even you say it's the basic. They are the basic things for
Yeah.
everything for their child. But many families they are not aware about these things. They are not know they have a big effect on their children, and some of them they're raising them negatively, like. I don't know. I hear domestic violence in homes, like it will affecting a child negatively, like it's cause for him psychological problem,
Mm.
many things. It's a good thing. The other question, who we can blame the failures of the students, because as you are teachers, if your students fail, they come back and the responsibilities come back to you, or the curriculum, or the students themselves.
Okay,
Yeah,
so we can generally speak about how he failed first,
yeah,
and then we can give some reasons behind this failure. So, teaching can generally give uh, about 30% to the students. They show you their work is more is not just teaching. They guide them like training and trainee, a trainer and trainee. So I show you the best, you follow.
yeah,
So if you are to blame someone, you are to blame yourself. You get the idea. So let's talk about it. So let's see how it works. Like generally, people tend to blame others for their failure, whatever it is, education, business, uh, learning, for example, how to cook,
yeah,
how to make, for example, a specific recipe. So even if they didn't find someone, they might blame the tool or the instrument that they used to make it. So it is within our instincts that we need someone to put the heavy burden on him.
yeah,
Yeah, we cannot hold it ourselves, so we give it to others. Uh, Teachers cannot be blamed not before they made the we can call it transgression, which is a big mistake.
yeah,
Like they didn't deliver the whole message, they didn't illustrate whatever the student wants, they didn't give him all the thing that the student needed.
yeah,
But when it comes to harnessing, to working on this information that has been delivered by the teacher, the student himself need to work on it. So the student cannot blame the teacher because he is the one who to fail. He will be the victim no matter the circumstances is. Even if we are going to blame the system of education, whatever, the victim will be the student. He will lose his life. He will no longer have the desire to proceed in this process of education. So he need to realize that and to be aware that he will be the victim no matter what are the reasons. So he needs to work on himself. Blaming and complaining, crumbling about circumstances, that person make me do this and that person makes me fail on this, will come back to you no matter how many times like remains for the failure, for the time of failure. You will reach that point and you will start blaming things around you. So you know that one day you are going to fail on a specific things. You need to know how to overcome it. Yeah, you are going to reach this point, but the idea, will you stop? It will be like a barrier. If you are going to overcome, if you have the transparency to overcome this, or you are going to lose your life in this barrier because you cannot leave it, because you cannot jump over it. So failure is just we can say a dead spot. Yeah, it's like a place in which a person can rise or can stay there for that spot for his entire life. So you need to decide. Yeah, but you will know that, and it is something inevitable that there is a time in which you are going to fail.
yeah. But what I understand for you, like you just want to blame yourself. Whatever the consequences come, like you should blame yourself. You should not rely to another person to like make the consequences or the result for you. To rely to the teachers or to some people they insult even they insulting the teachers, they insult the curriculum, but they are not ask themselves what I'm doing to be successful. They are not asking themselves this question. But they are just a failure. You know?
Yeah, because it has become like a stereotype, like it has become as something that people base on it, base their excuses, base their words, their sentences, their failures on this base. Yeah, the base is that someone is to be blamed. Then they do what they have to do. When they reach the spot of failure, they know that the first thing is to find someone to blame. Next, work on themselves. So you need to eradicate this base and start a new one in which it will be the time or the spot of failure, so they can rise again, they can stand again. So the basis must be changed. The idea of that there is some reason behind my failure must be changed. Like there is failure, but there is rising from this failure. There is someone who can help you stand, or you can do it yourself. Yes. So if you are waiting for someone to help you, this can be good and can be bad. If that one is the person that you have blamed, he will never help you because he is the one who is mistaken. That means he cannot help you again. Yeah, because he once tried, but you blamed him. So he will never help you again. So you need to do it your own. But if you forget about blaming others, you will do it yourself or by the help of that person. You can tell him that you have made a mistake, for example, by doing this and by doing that. So he can reflect it himself and he can help you after that. So the idea is trying to overcome it in a positive way. Yeah, you don't have to blame. Yeah, you can scold someone. You can talk him off. Like you can tell him this is not good to do that and to do, for example, that to behave this way. But you are not going to blame him for your failure. Yeah, he is bad on what he does, but he knows that he wants to make himself in a higher position, and you is the one to do the same thing. So you can lift each other up, or you can fall together. So
That reminds me like a lot of people they just waiting and waiting. But some of them they waiting for nothing. Because
Indeed.
if you, even happiness, even if I want to be happy like after 1 year, it's the wrong things because why you are not focusing right now to be happy. They just make a long period for themselves, 1 year, 2 years. It's a period, you can be happy right now and you can do the work right now.
Yeah,
Just do not
this
focus
is
right now, they focus in a long period of time.
yeah, it's long term. Yeah, it's just about excuses. Excuses create procrastinating. Procrastinating creates the idea of being depressed. You'll be falling in the same well in the same spot. You'll be falling in a place in which if you extend your hand, you cannot get out of it. This the beginning of this or what started this is this fire is a spark, and the spark is excuse. So we no longer need excuses. We need to work on ourselves. Like I have come across many students, they prepare the excuse before a week. Okay, that is, for example, I told them to do a specific presentation or a specific homework. They can wait the whole week to tell me that I was absent at that day. You get the idea? So it's just about creating excuse. They are very, very, very excellent in doing this, and this is a problem.
Um, just tell us a message if you want to give a message to people. What if you just give you a papers with you something like you can give a message to people? What that message?
Actually, the message is to love what you do. And what I would like to say is you need to be passionate about whatever you do. I always love teaching, and I just not about like teach others. It's about indulging and cultivating the idea of getting information. And don't ever stop learning because this life has no end and learning as well. So you need to learn from whatever mistake, from whatever failure that you had in your life. And that is it. Never quit.
Who's inspired you to become Mr. Monzar like we see him right now?
Yeah. Who inspired me to be a teacher is Mr. Great. Like he taught me as a level 7. I had a great experience with him. He the one who cultivated the idea of being what I can say. Uh, I can say that to be in a higher level in which like people aim to be like you, don't aim to be like someone. He inspired me. He ignited the spark inside us. Like he told us how to do things perfectly and how to make people learn from you. So you learn from others, and you don't just look behind you. You always look forward. You need not to follow the crowd. You need the crowd to follow you. So you always aim forward, you go forward, and let people follow. So the idea is you do something good, people check it. When you make a mistake, you don't have to just say yes, like this is a mistake. You need to let others, we can say, criticize it positively, so you and them can get the benefits from it. Yes. Yeah, I will never forget that the time like he used to sit with us, friendly. Like he was our teacher, but he sat with us many times. He spoke about like how we can, for example, learn from each other, how we can, for example, excelling in English, how we can excel, sorry, in English, how can you make your life better? Like this motivational speech, but he never gets sick of it. Like and yes, we get a lot of knowledge from him. Even he spoke about his experience in life. Like he tried to make us not just follow his steps, but to try uh, to surpass him, to go beyond his steps and to be greater people, like as he did.
Okay, that is it, and I'm really appreciate him because he gave me a chance to speak with him and even to make interview with him. I really appreciate him, and thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.
بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.